If you're planning to go to United States in fall 2026, this is the ultimate timeline that you need to follow to be the top 1% of those international students who are successful, because rest 99% did not follow this timeline and they're struggling. So I don't want you to struggle, because you're part of my community and I want you to follow this timeline by heart. Also, I'm not going to just give you the timeline until you land in United States. I'm going to also give you another 6 months of timeline, what you need to do after you land in United States. So if you're someone who just, came to United States, maybe skip to the part where I'm talking about the next 6 months from August to December. You might find that helpful as well. Now make sure to watch till the end of the video, because I have a very, very special announcement, and for those of you who will watch it, they'll benefit from it. And if you skip it, then it's your loss. And I will make detailed videos about each month that I'm going to talk about. So please subscribe if you are into the journey of wanting to do your master's or bachelor's in United States. This is primarily for masters, but if you're a bachelor student and if you want the timeline like this, please let me know in the comment section as well. But let's get started. And again, if you're new to this channel, my name is Yudi. On this channel, we talk about everything related to studying in United States, building a successful career, and living a life as an immigrant in United States. Also, all right, we are in August right now, or at least that's when I'm filming this video. Maybe you'll see this in September. So June to August is the very crucial time for preparing for GRE, TOEFL and IELTS or Duolingo, whatever the exams that you're planning to give. Now remember, all of these scores remain. So even if you don't come in 2026, you may come in 2027, your scores are still valid. But June to August, even a little bit of last week of August is when you want to really nail down the preparation for it. And yeah, some universities will waive off GRE, so you may not want to do it. And if you're working professional, choose those universities where they have waived off. But I will tell you that I've seen when people do give GRE, they do end up getting scholarship for some reason. And of course, English is very, very important. So either you do TOEFL or IELTS or Duolingo. So these are the 3 months, June to August, is when you want to absolutely nail down the preparation. Now, I'm going to list down the entire guide so you can take the guide and prepare on your own. But here are few resources, like obviously the official ETS materials, then Mangush, Manhattan, GregMet, Barron. There are some of those like preparation tools. Duolingo has amazing, materials for preparing for Duolingo as well. So you might want to do it. You at least want to do full length mock test every, maybe not one, but every 2 to 3 weeks during this time period. So in 3 months, you probably want to do at least 6 to 8 mock tests. So it will give you a good idea. Okay, and another thing that you want to also start doing is especially in August month, which is when I'm filming. So you might watch this in September. I'm not really sure. So you want to start collecting transcript from your undergrad university and also sometimes from your diploma. So I did 10th and then I did diploma and then I did, engineering. So you will require diploma transcript as well. And sometimes it is pain if your university is not used to all this process, and sometimes you may have to get like WES evaluation for certain university. So start that process early. August is the right month to like get it together. Now you will, if you are someone who's like in final year and watching this because you don't plan to like, work or something and you want to come immediately as soon as you finish, you may want to get something called provisional degree certificate. I believe that is what it's called, because you still don't have your final degree, and then so your admit might be conditional admit based on you clear your exam, etc. In the last week or so of August is when you will actually start booking the dates for GRE TOEFL, and September is when you will start giving those exams. September, October is also when you want to start preparing for your admission. Now, one of the things that most people end up doing is after they will follow this timeline until September, and then in October they will like start working on their resume and SOPs and LORs and shortlisting, and I'm great. But I am telling you, one of the key factors for getting scholarship is statement of purpose, letter of recommendations, and your strong resume. So just working for 1 month or 2 months is not enough. Why don't you start in June? Like, obviously if you're watching this in August, then start working right now. I'm not saying you have to finish it, just start brain dumping your thoughts. Sometimes it is good to have like 3 to 4 months of like working, iterating every day, just looking at it like, okay, maybe I'm missing something, maybe I'm not missing something. Like, just working on that, marinating your SOP is very, very helpful. So that is what you want to start doing. Even like June, July, August, September, all these 4 months you want to start preparing, and then October is like go time for like you want to like have your SOP, LOR, and obviously your resume. And also remember, like I said, I will be making separate videos on SOPs, LORs, and shortlisting and resume, how to write your resume for admissions and all of it. So stay tuned for that. Now in October, everybody start jumping on shortlisting universities because again the admission season will start to pick up. Some universities may have opened their admission cycle, so October end, November first week, or some probably are going to delay it until December or something like that. But before even you do shortlisting, again I'm going to make a whole video on how to shortlist your university. One of the important thing is to budget, like figure out what is your budget for your masters. That is something I did when I was doing my masters. I was like, there's no way I can afford anything more than 30 lakh rupees. So I know that is my budget. So again, you need to like really brainstorm like what is the budget. Are you gonna get a loan or not get a loan? And to talk about this is to start thinking about money also. Like, don't wait until you get an admit and then you're like, oh, like, you know, it's little pricey. I mean, if it was little pricey, then why did you spend money on applying to that university, right? So start figuring out what the budget is from October onwards before you start applying, before you do the whole shortlisting process, or during your shortlisting process. The budget should be one of the things, which again we'll do a separate video on it. Now when it comes to shortlisting, you probably will have anywhere from 6 universities to maybe 10 universities, right? And you'll probably divide it into this is ambitious, this is moderate, this is like easy. Safe universities, I'll definitely get it. And each university will require like 2 or 3 LORs depending on, you know, which program you apply for, a statement of purpose. And some universities may have like a essay, separate essay, video essay. So again, it just depends on university and the program that you're applying for. All right, so by end of October you will have the list of universities that you want to apply for. Now in November is when you will start applying. And why I say November, again, the deadlines might be like December, January. Now here is something that you absolutely want to learn. I actually made a video on scholarship, so if you haven't watched it, you should watch it, especially if you're planning to come next year. You absolutely want to watch it right now. Stop this video and watch that first. But something that most people don't do is they don't take the priority deadlines seriously. What I mean by priority deadlines, so some universities want to lock in students for the next season, you know, like in November itself. So for that, they have something called priority deadline. So if you apply in November, again, they will have deadline until like February or March, but the priority deadline might be November 30th or December 5th. You want to apply in that, because if you end up applying during that time, that is also when most people end up getting scholarship. And I'm talking about like 50% scholarship, 30% scholarship, full ride scholarship, $88,000 scholarship. So biggest thing you need to do, and you don't even have to do anything, as long as your application is really good, again, watch the whole scholarship video, is good, you will end up getting it. So make sure that you are early in the game. Okay, like I said, by November you may want to apply to those priority deadlines, and then by December I think most universities will have that deadline starting up. Again, some universities will go until January, February, March, but I don't want you to wait until then. I want you to finish all of that by end of December. Before New Year starts, you want to be done with all of your applications, so that way you can have peace and then you can start moving forward to the next steps. Again, we'll make a whole video, and if you have continued watching until now, I do want to give you like a full nice surprise for you. Alright, here is an announcement, and this is only for students who are watching till now. I'm gonna launch something called Study in USA Accelerator. It is going to be the mind-blowing community and a program. It's someone who, like you, thinking about going to United States next year. this is exactly for you. It is going to be a course which you will get, but you'll also get community. It'll have live sessions every week or at least once a month, and you will get access to me through WhatsApp groups and through our community. It is going to be amazing. Now, it is going to launch later on. I don't know by this time if it has already launched it or not, but because you have watched this video, you can use the code Yudi, J, my name, YUDIJ, and you will get a special discount. I just want to reward you because you have been watching it till here. So again, the program must have launched, and if it is not, then it will be on waitlist. You will get special benefit if you sign up right away. I'll put the link in the description. All right, now comes New Year. This is when people, I want you to split your time. This is when you want to start thinking about the next step, because admins are going to come. You've done all the hard work. You worked on GRE, you worked on your SOP, LORs. So admins are going to come. Now what you want to do is you want to start preparing for the next step, which is you landing in United States. Yes, I'm telling you right now, you want to start working on that. So if you're coming in August of 2026, January 2026, you have 8 months. This is when you can change your game and be the top 1%. This is when you want to start networking with your seniors, because once you get admit, you'll start getting very confused, like, okay, oh my gosh, I didn't expect ambitious university will send me an admit. Should I go? But it's slightly a little more than budget. Like, all of this will start to happen. So you want to start networking right away with the seniors from the universities you have applied to. And it's an informational networking, right? You're not asking for anything other than, hey, I have actually applied to, Dartmouth or Purdue, and I'm planning to do MEM from Purdue, or I'm planning to do Masters in Computer Science from Northeastern, or I'm planning to do electrical engineering from San Jose, and I want to be an VLSI engineer, and I see that you're one. Again, you're reaching out to your seniors for the universities that you've applied to. So let's say you applied to 8 universities. From each university, you want to at least reach out to 20 to 30 people that you have already done the masters or they are doing their masters. The goal is for you to jump on a call with them and start building your network. Again, I'm going to make a separate video on what you need to talk to them, and I'll have a questionnaire for you. You need to start writing down. Again, if you're part of the program, then you already have all of that access. So that is one part of career that I want to get you used to, which is networking. Second part is I want you to start getting extremely clear with your career goals and clarity. What is the job role that you want to get into once you finish your masters? Yes, start thinking 2 years from now. So if you're coming in 2026, 2028 is when you will graduate. What is the job role that you're going to apply? What will you type in LinkedIn? Will you type product manager, business analyst, data analyst, software engineer, VLSI engineer, whatever that is? What is that role? Start figuring that out now. And it doesn't have to be one. It can be 2 roles, 3 roles, but you want to start right now versus waiting until the very end, right? Because all the next month are going to be based on that. So let's say you decided I want to be a product manager. Now I want you to go one level deeper. What in product management? Which domain? All of those is where you want to start working on. And once you have the clarity of what role, in February and March, I want you to start working on building your resume, LinkedIn, and portfolio on those things. What I mean by that, let's say you want to switch from software engineering to product management. You have 0 products. Nobody is going to give you the job. So my point is that you want to start working on your projects and portfolio items. If you haven't done any work, how is someone going to give you? If you already are working in you have that experience, this is great. But you want to start adding some meaningful projects. You want to start thinking about resume, what are the bullet points I'm going to say. Here's another thing I want you to do. I want you to start building list of companies that you absolutely love and want to work for, right? And that should be 50 to maybe 100 companies that you want to work for. Now, after that 50 to 100 companies, go to each company and figure out what is the job description for each of this. So this is the things that you want to do in February and March. And then based on that, you want to start optimizing your LinkedIn. Again, I have several videos on LinkedIn, so go and watch that. You want to continue to network with the people with your seniors, but now you want to start networking with in March month, you want to start networking with the people who are working in those companies. Again, the best time to network is when you're not in the need of networking, you're not desperate for a job because you are still in India or wherever you're watching from. So this is the best time for you to start networking, building that relationship. Like, hey, I am planning to come to United States, and I love what you do, and you can comment on their post, comment on their achievements, and then get on a coffee chat with them and start gathering information about their role. Okay, February, March is when ideally the admissions will start to come up. Sometimes it may come up even earlier than that, but most likely February, March, and sometimes it can go until April. Some universities take time. So again, during these 3 months is when the admissions will start to come up, and this is when you want to finalize your university. Ideally, I'm going to be in India during this time, so obviously you'll see me and we can talk in person, but I will have a separate video on how do you finalize that university. Like, okay, I have these 4 admits. How do I think about, like, this is where I want to go? And there's a whole framework on how to finalize it. I'll teach you when the time comes. And if you're watching this later on, then I'll put the links of all of those videos in the description. Okay, so April is when you'll decide on your university. So now that you have decided on which university you want to go, the immediate next step is going to be visa. But there's one more step. You want to join my job hunting accelerator. Ideally, if you can afford it, and of course if you're part of my study in USA accelerator, then you get access to that as well. But regardless, I'm assuming that you want to not just wait until you land in United States. You want to be absolutely ready for your job hunting, internship hunting at least, because when you land, guess what? Internship season is going to be at the peak. So you want to be ready. April, May, June, July is when you want to start preparing for it. Okay, now let's talk about visa prep. Ideally, like in May, you'll fill up your DS 160. I'll put the link of the video where I've done DS 160 video, and then you'll start preparing for visa. Hopefully the appointments are available, and then you'll start looking for on-campus job. Yes, this is when you want to start looking for on-campus job. Ideally, wait until you get the visa, but you want to at least start looking into on-campus job. You want to start looking for roommates. You want to start looking for apartments, start doing some research. Obviously, you're going to stay off campus. So this is where, if you have network, May is when we are talking about, right? So January to May, ideally you have done a lot of research with your seniors, and you've figured out where to stay and what apartments to stay and all of it. So all you have to now do is get the roommates and then sign the lease. Don't get the lease until you get your visa appointment, obviously. And another quick hack is that if you usually get flight tickets earlier and refundable, obviously, because if you don't get the visa, then you want to refund, right? So refundable ticket can be cheaper earlier in month of May, June versus August is when most people will book around July, so the prices might be really high. Okay, assuming May, June is when you will be doing your visa and do your visa interview. Again, bunch of videos on my channel, link will be in the description. Visa appointment, and you got your F1 visa. Congratulations. Now let's move fast on in June and July. This is when you'll be doing shopping. This is when you definitely want to get into on-campus job hunting. Yes, you can have jobs before you land, especially Purdue and a lot of other universities will have the job opening. You can start interviewing while you are in your home country and get that on-campus job in your hand before even you fly. It's going to be amazing feeling. See, the top 1% student do all of this. That's why they are top 1%, and 99% of the students are going to be chilling and going to trips and all of that. Yeah, you should still do that too, but just takes a little bit seriously. It's you're spending 50-60 lakhs rupees, so don't just slack on these things. And this is, again, when I say on-campus job, you also want to think about PA and RA, and you want to talk to the students who have all these positions. You want to start reaching out to the professors. I'll put the links of all the cold email templates, etc. in the description. This is when you want to do it. This is the peak time, June, July. Once you get your visa appointment, you want to go all into getting an on-campus job. You will obviously do shopping, watch my packing video. You'll understand what you need to shop for it, or maybe I'll make a separate video on what you need to shop for it. And then you will obviously end up also signing your lease agreement for where you are going to stay. And ideally you'll book your flights as well. And then in August is when you will start to arrive. Most people fly first week of August or last week of July. Last week of July is a little too early, but most people will fly first week of August because their classes will start third week of August or first week of September. So you can only fly 30 days before your first orientation. Now, I don't want to stop here because I want to tell you a timeline. This is very, very, very important. Once you arrive, you will obviously work on getting your home setup, roommate setup, like, Wi-Fi and electricity and SIM card and all of those things. All of this will be available on my website. If you just go to yudij.com, just go to the freebies or resources section. Everything is available. Just, or just download the guide and you'll get the links and everything. Now, here's when the game is gonna change. September first week is gonna be the peak of internship season, or in fact, even August, September, October is the 3 months that you do not want to take it lightly. All this, like from January, I told you to start working on your career clarity and resume and LinkedIn and portfolio and networking. This is when you take all of that and you start applying for it, right? And so August, September, October is when you will start applying. As soon as the September starts, most university will have career fairs. So you want to go to career fairs. Ideally, you will have your resume done if you're my student, but let's assume you will also do resume reviews. You will go to conferences. This is when the conferences happen. It's a peak conference season. You'll have Society of Women Engineers, Grace Hopper. There's a bunch of other conferences. I'll link in the description as well. But you want to start planning for conferences. And why conferences? Because that is also a way where people get job offers. I'm not kidding. I've actually made videos on this. By end of October, you will start to get interview calls. So October, November is when the interviews will start to come in. Ideally, you have been preparing. If you're my student, you are working on interview prep and all of it during this time. Now is the time when you crack that job offer. And December, obviously, nobody's hiring during the December, like post maybe first week of December till January 15th, it's gonna be like, dead town. Nobody's gonna hire. So hopefully before that December 15th, you will have a job internship offer for next year summer and you will enjoy your winter break. That is my hope and prayer for you, because you're my student. Make me proud. I know you can do it. Just follow 3D's timeline and you will be able to do it. And of course, for those who didn't get internship, there's a second internship cycle, but again, for that I'll make a separate video. I hope that you understood the whole timeline. Again, link will be in the description to download the entire guide. There's going to be a lot more detail and depth for it. My Study in USA Accelerator will be also in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep smiling and keep hustling. You gotta hustle every single day. If you have any further question, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys. Bye.